Scorpio, welcome. I hope you guys are well. Ugh, what a time to be alive. You might get to catch the very tail end of these Perseids meteor showers. Between midnight and dusk between midnight and dawn is the best time for you. Welcome to Virgo season. Let's go ahead and get into the messages I've received so far over the last few days. Thank you guys for the likes, comments, subscribes. The subscribes. That is my motivation. Thank you guys. I love you guys. My Scorpios are my babies. I always say that. But so I've been getting a lot of like spider messages, scorpion messages, and moth messages. I was cooking for my family like I do the other night, and I was standing there tasting the sauce, tasting what I was making, and I look down out of the corner of my eye. I see something moving at my foot, and I look down, and it's a freaking scorpion again. This happened to me at this time last year, and it was a big freaking scorpion, and it was carrying a stick with its stinger. It was carrying a freaking stick, you guys. It scared me. And like when I yelled, it looked at me like, why the f are you yelling at me? Like, oh. I used to say that I used to want a scorpion like as a pet, like the black and blue exotic looking ones, until I saw the one last year crawling up into my bed. And these things are fast. Like, no, I don't. I don't want one as a pet, actually. But I've been getting a lot of insect nature messages right now, and Scorpios, you probably will too. We are in Mercury retro shade until the 25th. This is the time that Mercury is like readjusting itself, and you're probably going to see some stuff fixing itself, straightening itself out. In folklore, the moth represents transformation, rebirth, life cycles, resurrection. God help me get clear, precise messages, block interferences and negativity, return to where it belongs. Thank you so much. This is a very powerful time for you to be doing any rituals as well, if you're into spell work or any kind of spiritual practices. They're going to be extremely powerful right now time two back-to-back Virgo new moons, the solar eclipse that's coming in, and the black moon that we just had. It's a very, very kind of intense sign. Anyway, they also represent messages, the afterlife, omens, where a butterfly represents the light, the moth represents the darkness. They also fly to the flame. It's almost like they are trying to go home, or like they hold memory of what that light means. Moths do represent memory. They can also recognize burnt offerings. You may play with that right now. I always burn my sage, sweetgrass, palo santo anytime I sit down to speak to you guys. Let's see. They are also lunar coded. The moths navigate by the moon, not by the sun, where the butterflies navigates by the sun. The moth really is like the goth butterfly that follows ghosts, because anyone in many different cultures, moths kind of symbolize a passed on person or something of the other world kind of coming by. Spiders in folklore, a lot of people used to spider watch, and I remember learning about this like 5 or 10 years ago. In Slavic folk, it represented signs, messages, and the placement of the spider and its webs. And this isn't anything new. It's been in films, it's been in art. They also represent time, balance, curiosity, creativity, the placement of the webs. If a web is weaved over a door or an entryway, and I absolutely freaking believe this, it means that a spirit has passed through. And an example of that for me, I used to live in a house that was kind of passed on to me throughout the family. My grandma bought the land, and then she split the land between all of her kids and sold it to them for a very cheap price. And then I was staying in my father's home on my father's land, and the house was here, and we had this huge bush here, and there was an entryway between the two to get to the backyard. And I have gone in and out of that entryway my whole life. I remember being 4 and 5 years old, and 18 and 19 years old, and my whole life I had always gone through that entryway. And I remember whenever it was just me and my son living there, there was this huge spider web from the house to the bush. And me and my son, there was a lot of spiritual stuff happening on that land and in that place. So we just let nature do its thing. We didn't go in and out of that area very often. So we just let this gigantic spider do its thing right there. And we called it Charlotte. And that entryway, when I saw it and the placement of the web and the placement of the spider and how she kind of just watched us while we would come home and watch her, it kind of just reminded me of my grandma a lot. We also had cardinals that would fly out to us every morning and like watch us get in the car and leave, kind of just like making sure we were safe. And then at night they would fly over and sit on the poles and watch us come in. But that spider web and that placement was my first kind of example of messages, spiritual messages. If webs are weaved low to the ground, this can be a warning not to travel. And if they are broken, scattered, or weaved in a corner, it can represent chaos or unresolved grief. I've also noted that they're a lot of times, these are hundreds of years old, this card. It's at least 100 years old. It was my great-grandmother's. So the early 1900s, this box is from. And it collects dust and spiders' webs. But where there's a web, it can be symbolic of sacred energy, ancient type energy as well. So keep out for that. And then spiders weaving messages, spinning messages in their webs, Charlotte's Web. That's an example of it in film. So bursting into Virgo season, I feel like this is going to be kind of an intense Virgo season energy. Again, two back-to-back new moons. The first one happening on the 25th of August, new moon in Virgo, and then another one happening on September 21st, the second full moon. Jeez Louise, Kelly. The second new moon in Virgo meshed with the solar eclipse. I think this only happens once every few years. You can look up the last time we had two new moons in Virgo or two new moons in the same sign in the same season. It's pretty rare, but this black moon only happens every few years as well. So all of this combined with the Virgo sun in your 11th house of newness, breaking out of the box, frequency, radio activity, and groups, along with, especially on the 24th, there's going to be a tense square between the sun and Uranus in your 8th house of depth, bonds, sharing things. You may get swept into emotions very, very quickly right now. The black moon, again, is a perfect time for you to pay homage, start rituals, get back in touch with your soul, your spiritual practices, and your team. The black moon is probably going to have my Scorpios taking a very deep dive into yourself and ancient knowledge. In ancient times, they knew that the black moon carried weight and that it was a different kind of energy, a powerful, potent energy. And if you guys remember Virgo season last year, the Virgo new moon and the Virgo full moon, Virgo energy carries weight as well. It could be a bit intense if you don't know how to navigate it, okay? Your 8th house, being highlighted, Scorpios carry a very high energy. They're dark, they're sexual, they have rock solid morality. These traits of yourself could also be really heightened. I've been getting a lot of 9th house energy and 11th house energy kind of mixed. Perhaps that Uranus energy, but like I've just been kind of breaking out of my normal routines, and I've been taking new routes to whatever destination I need to get to. I've been taking new routes coming home. I've been attracted to new things and acquiring new things and just different kinds of mindsets and breaking out. And I don't remember feeling like this in probably 10 or longer years. Me being a Scorpio, double, triple Scorpio, and being a fixed sign, breaking out of my shell and taking new ventures most of the time kind of gives me a panic attack, like I'm not gonna lie. But here lately, I've been enjoying the travel and enjoying this like growth and experiencing new things. And when you do that and you just accept this intense change, you'll find that it's probably going to save you a lot of time, anxiety. I don't know, it's just been really nice, and you could be experiencing that too. 11th house could also be bringing new friends, a lot of new groups, new creative ventures, new organizations some of you guys may be signing up for, but especially around this time, there's something about you needing to stop and take space to breathe. Scorpios can kind of forget that y'all need space. Y'all need, because you can become fixated and you can become obsessed and you can become allured. Sometimes you guys can forget that you actually need solitude. Scorpios just do. So if you feel emotions coming to, you know, a height, or you can feel tension starting to build, remind yourself that you're the one who needs space, and it's okay to take space. It's okay to take time away from everything to breathe and have silence. You need that. Make sure that you're not overreacting right now, and try to create some kind of getaway that's just for you and you alone. Okay. So how have you guys been doing? Are you having a good day? Are you having a good night? Are you having a good week, weekend? Let me know in the comments. All right, Scorp. Hey. I was watching somebody the other day too, and she was saying that she was watching another reader and she could tell they probably weren't Scorpio because of the way that they were talking about Scorpio, or to Scorpio, something about psychiatrists. And I was like, man, okay, I'm gonna have to check my inner psychiatrist psychic from now on. But while you're getting into a deeper spiritual time, Scorpio, she was saying, if these platforms, the spiritual corners of these platforms didn't have Scorpio, they wouldn't have nothing, because we're directly connected to that type of stuff. Scorpios make great teachers, great leaders, great preachers, great shamans, because it comes very, very naturally to them. The other side doesn't scare them, it inspires them. And I really agree with that, and I definitely resonated with that. But I also just want to throw out there, Scorpios can also make great cult leaders. R. Kelly, Charles Manson, Diddy. So y'all be careful about the people that you're listening to, the content that you're listening to, and the things that you're practicing, and with whom. Okay, Scorpio, let's get into this. So your very first phrase is fake, and yeah, right below that, I didn't see that in your pre-shuffle, but your first phrase is fake, and right below that is caught up. So somebody was definitely, like, you see someone for who they are. This could be a very inauthentic energy. This could be a situation. It doesn't have to be a person, but, you know, you did the time, somebody else did the crime, and you kind of, is like, you could be blocking energies from coming in. You also have the first house, Aries, energy of the sun over there. So this is good. This is great energy to open up with. Self, body, and presence, life, vitality, and purpose. This is that Leo energy. Aries, so something about fire sign could be important, but it looks like you're very, very self-focused. And it doesn't even feel like it's like, not in some, okay, this, a lot of Capricorn coming in today. Focus, yeah, focus, transition, amplification, solstice, amen. Something about Capricorn could be significant. And then we also have Sag over here, Mercury below that, Pluto below that. Some of you may have some kind of like explosive conversation with someone, or unexpected conversation with that Uranus energy. There's always one stray. Okay. Pisces, the moon, 4th house. Is that Gemini? Gemini. No, it's Pisces. Some of y'all may get into your home, maybe redirecting or recreating something. This can also talk about your roots, where you come from. Some of you guys may start diving deeper into your ancestry. Your ancestors could be showing up and leaving you little signs and synchronicities that they're around right now, really powerfully. This Gemini energy and Pluto, something about planting, gardening, could be like therapeutic for you guys right now. Or you could be dealing with Cancer, Gemini, Pisces, Cancer. I feel like this summer's, well, yeah, I'm partial, but this summer's meteor showers ain't gonna have nothing on the meteor showers coming in Scorpio season, because that fall air, depending on wherever you are in the world, but the fall sky is totally different because the air is clean and clear, crisp, pure. Ooh. We have Virgo. And I stopped at Taurus, so something about Earth could be very significant. Yep. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Neptune, Pisces. The Sun, Leo. Now this is like a cusp that you're getting ready to go through. Somebody's watching you and everything you do. Mercury, Mars, and the moon. Damn. Some of you guys may be getting into like a lot of spats right now, and it could come from insecurity, uncertainty, not knowing the unknown. Cancer, Aries, Gemini energy. There is something about lunar coding here. We got Venus, Capricorn, water. Some of you guys are like going through some kind of upgrade, a physical upgrade. You're very beautiful. Somebody's got a beautiful body. Beautiful hair, beautiful eyes, a beautiful like figure, beautiful chest. It is hot today where I am. Oh my goodness, I promise I will get my hands together sometime. It's solstice again. Focus, transition, and amplification. I feel like this is like your energy, what you're going through right now. A peak. Gaia again with the earth energy. Earth, nature, and embodiment. Some of you guys are like really going to start getting a bunch of messages outside. Oh, look at this. Wonderful. We have planetary returns, cycles, homecoming, and progress. This could be another person's energy coming towards you. It flew out with the moon. Emotions, instincts, and subconscious. We also have Eros, eroticism, desire, and sex. It ain't a Scorpio read without Eros showing up. Bottom of the deck, we have Mercury again. Communication, correspondence, and expression. Splitting the deck, we have 7th house of partnerships, balance, and one-on-one relationships. There needs to be some kind of communication, but there also needs to be a line in the sand of like when you don't want to communicate anymore and you just need a breath. You just need space. You just need a time for yourself for a second. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll use these first. Here's fate. Yeah, you might be kind of just like chalking everything up to destiny. Something was meant to be. Some of you guys might have intimacy outdoors of some sort. Some of you guys may be going on some kind of like getaway or something like that outside, and it may be very, yeah, somebody really stupid and ungrateful wants to talk to you now. Or they just, you don't know what you got till it's gone, that type of energy. And it tells me it's something from the past. Somebody could stay hidden, keep their emotions hidden, keep everything fucking hidden. Everything's a secret, everything's bullshit. So that could be the fake energy that you're calling out, like, okay, well, stay hidden then, stay in the fucking shadows. Who's got time? Sorry for the F-bombs. Okay. Aries and Gemini, this could be important. Family, roots. What's going on with Scorpio? Cancer, your mom's side. For some of my Scorpios, you as a mother. Dang, Aquarius, you got a shit ton of people, energies, different energies coming out with you. You got Aquarius and sleeping with the enemy with heartbroken. These can be symbolic for you, but this could also be the chain that you're like breaking out of. Somebody could be a nervous wreck. Could have something to do with the law. This is two different. You might be reminded of your worth at this time. All right, Scorpio. What's going on with Scorpio? All this Earth, Sun, Eros energy. Some of you guys just need to get laid. That's just the way it is. Some of my Scorpios may need to say no to it for a while. We have grandma. So there's definitely something here about ancestors, ancestral energy. This can also be significant of an older feminine, maybe not directly linked to you, but it feels directly linked to you. We have justice. Ooh, yeah, it's directly linked to you. So one of your family members bringing in some kind of, they're not bringing the karma in, but they are ushering it while possibly like simultaneously letting you know that they're around. They bring a lot of sweetness for you. Somebody in your family may be going through something pretty hardcore due to their decisions. And there's like an ancestor overseeing it. All right, what's going on with Scorpio with solstice? Damn, I'm telling you. Got a lot of reaping what's been sown energy. And some kind of triangle with fake and impersonator. Yeah. So this could also, damn, this is the person that is going through, this could be the person that's watching you. You cannot trust this energy, you can't believe this energy, you can't, ugh. It's exhausting. Ugh. Sagittarius energy is around. You could also kind of consider this person or their behavior or just the energy that they carry wicked. You hear that alarm go off? New love. There's Beauty Queen again. New love. I feel like you're focused on newness right now, even if you're not in relationships, but a lot of my Scorpios, y'all may be in some kind of new connection. It could be a platonic connection, it could be a new creative venture that you've fallen in love with, but you're very, very focused on that. And I feel like you got your team around you that you can see and that you can't see, making sure that you stay focused on that. These little instances of you being like blocked from little things is just a fragment of what you're actually being blocked from, protected from. What's coming in? Planetary return, Moon, Neptune, Taurus, Pisces. Dude, this low vibe ex person that you're ignoring. And their baby mom. Ugh, no. Anyway, that type of energy wants to come your way. Or you could be the mother. Another person's. There's another siren going off, another alarm going off. So, yeah, it's some kind of warning. Scorp, you better keep your nose clean. That's what my mom would say. There's Aries again. This person may have Aries in their chart. There's some kind of competition going on with you. I feel like you're way up here and a bunch of bullshit's going on way down here. I don't even like to talk like that, but I'm just saying, especially for my feminines. The Moon, Neptune, Taurus, spirituality and somebody hating on it. Yeah, you may also see just how like incompatible you are with people who don't really, they're not on your, your spiritual wavelength. This person could, I don't know, it could be like an ignorance that you really can't get down with. Yeah, it's fucking low vibe. Ugh. All right, the overall energy. You got investigating again. That first card was 5-0, and here's court. What's going on? We got pathological liar, investigating, and court. When court shows up, though, this can be spiritual court. This can talk about, and you got justice here, court here. You had reaping what's been sown. Honestly, it may be someone. It may be the karma of others to wonder what you're doing or want to talk to you but not be able to, or watch you or wonder, you know what I mean? Like have to keep a distance away from you. Yeah, you're like on some new, yeah, you're so like burnt out with the drama, the fucking toxicity, like same shit, different day, like, you're good. We got Gemini, knowing the tea, fake, and competition. Keep in mind, though, that as this is, like, happening in the spiritual, keep in mind that there could be something going on in your worldly quarters as well. There could be Gemini in competition with you, or this person could be creating some kind of competitive type energy. Something could have to do with money. if y'all remember, but about a month ago, I was telling you guys that when Mercury decides to go direct, the new moons that would be coming in, the solar eclipse and everything, that it was going to lead to a lot of like double dose of reality checks. I specifically remember saying that about a month ago, and it could definitely be happening now for you and quite a few people around you. And these could be like really powerful reality checks as well. What's going on with Scorpio? Is this moon energy bringing in? We have the first quarter moon, your commitment is being tested. A lot of Gemini energy today. Wonderful. You have full moon in Aquarius, show the world the real you. You remember how your very first phrase was fake? Look at all this purple. You guys are on some kind of deep ass wavelength. Spiritual. Purple is symbolic of the crown chakra, you know what I mean? Some of you guys may be getting like hella messages in your dreams. Another thing that I heard recently is do something with your hair at night. Ancient, and especially natives, but in any kind of ancient culture, they really believe that, and they still do, your hair is like a spiritual antenna. So for you guys getting a lot of like downloads, and just if you're very, very sensitive to energy around you, when you're trying to rest and your soul goes in these other realms, maybe try braiding your hair, keeping your hair done a bit. There was also something tied to like loose hair and entities having be able to get a better grasp on you. You know, witchcraft from way back when was practiced with people's locks of hair. All right, we have work through your fears with new moon in Scorpio. And this could be something to do with spirituality, because you have somebody hating on your spirituality. This could also show you a new side of somebody that you don't really want to, and not to mention the karma and the spiritual turmoil that people ask for themselves when they hate on another person's beliefs or spirituality. Ugh, no bueno. We have full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming, and I feel like, yeah, we also have Mercury right there, a lot of Gemini energy. Yeah, double Mercury, Gemini. Some of you guys may be getting into a new practice, or some of you may kind of be like pushed back into a spiritual kind of awakening here with this quarter moon. It's half black, half white, and then it's bright, and then it's black here, and then there's something that you could be like starting as well. Or you're getting ready to. And don't forget, especially at this time, that my Scorpios are also lunar coded. Y'all are not ruled by the sun. You're inspired by and ran by and guided by the tide and the moon and Pluto. Okay, we're already at 34 minutes, so I'm gonna leave these here, and I will catch y'all in the tarot. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.